Welcome back, guys. So in today's lecture we will cover about action modes in Tosca. So what is action mode? So action mode is something which tell Tosca what to do with the test step values to start a particular control. So whenever you will give a value, we will use the action mode to command the Tosca that what that value has to be used for a particular control. So if you will remember, in our previous lectures we have used, by default we have used input control method. So similarly there are n number of input action mode, and there are n number of action modes available. So we will discuss all of them one by one. So mostly, as you can see the screen, there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 action modes. So we have already discussed about input, though as a theoretically we have not gone through it, but we have used it. So the role of input is to transfer values to the objects. So if you will recall, we have already used input while logging our user ID and password. So when we are going to enter the user and password, then we were giving the values to the Tosca. So that values, how it is coming? It is coming via the action mode input. So what is the role of this input is to transfer values to the objects. Okay, now if we will come to select, so select is nothing but a passive action mode. Why I am saying that? The role of select is like passive because it is not actively participating in the process of selecting any values for the object. It's just it has a role where it will reach out to a particular you can say space or a particular point from where it will help other action modes to perform their work. Like suppose you want to have a table, okay, you want to select a table. So what you will use? Select action mode, and you will go inside that table, and if you want to verify a particular kind of values, then you will go for a verify action mode. So it's a passive action mode used for navigating tables or drop down menu without engaging with the application. Correct? Now I will give you the example of each of them one by one. So similarly, what verify do? So as I told, in select action mode, verify checks certain values and controls. So suppose your requirement is that the maximum value of a particular card cannot go beyond 10, okay, and you have to verify it. Then you will use verify action mode. We will take an example of it, and then there is a WaitOn action mode. So WaitOn action mode is used to perform dynamic waits for the control property to reach a specified state. Okay, so when I talk about WaitOn, so there can be two types of WaitOn. One is dynamic and another is static WaitOn. So we prefer to use dynamic WaitOn because static WaitOn will have a hard coding, where you will be giving it a time of say 5 seconds, and every time you will run your process or your scratchbook, even if your application got executed in 3 seconds, it will wait till 5 seconds. Okay, so that is a kind of delay, and not preferred way. But in dynamic WaitOn, what will happen? Suppose we have selected the maximum time as 10 seconds, but your process is getting executed in 3 seconds. So it will not wait for 10 seconds. It will get performed in 3 seconds only and close the window. So in that way we will save our time and the load we are performing on the particular application. And in case if the application is not performing well, it will wait till 10 seconds obviously, because the maximum time is that one. So this is how we can optimize our particular application. So we will use dynamic wait on. So we can change the wait on values as well, which we will see. After that, constant and buffer is also there, which we will discuss in our latest lectures. And insert, this particular insert mode on, we are not going to discuss in this particular course because it is used in non-UI automation. So we do not have to bother about it in this particular course. Probably we will have a look on it when we will be discussing the other course of Tosca automation. So this is what the basic idea of these action modes which we are having. So now we will go and see some practical uses of it, that why we have it and how we can use them. Okay, let's go to our commander. So we are right now on our commander. Okay, and what we will do, we will take this particular test step folder where we are on web shop confirmation order. Okay, what we will do here, we will take it to see how we will use select and verify. So we have already seen, like in our preconditions, we have seen about launching the URL and where we are giving action mode input, because we are giving the value as URL value here, and so we are giving input method for this particular use. Similarly, if you will click to the login, on login to click, we are giving the action mode input here. So we have discussed about input and we have already seen the uses of it. Now we will come to this part, and what we will do, we will come here. Okay, now let's go to the web shop application and see that where this particular test case steps are falling. So firstly we will understand what we are going to do, then we will use our particular action mode. So if you will see, we are on demo web shop application. I will click on apparel and shoes. Okay, and we will go to add to cart and we will select this blue jeans. Okay, and we will go to shopping cart, from where we will go to the cart, and we will manually check out the things. Why I am doing it? Because I am not going to run the whole test case. We are just going for a particular test step. So if we have to do in that way, we have to reach to that particular page. So this is our page, confirm order page. Correct, this is our page. And if I will go to Tosca commander, you can see this is web shop and confirm order. So this is the page, and now here we are. And what we will do, we will see this particular table. So as I told you, select action mode will help passively for the application. So if we will select, it will just use to reach out to this particular row or column. It will not have any kind of participant in in the application, like it is giving any data or executing anything. It is just a part of selection, so that's why it's a passive. So here we will verify that shipping ground the maximum value is 10, so that is justifying or not. So if it will verified, then our test case will pass. And also again, then after that we will see other cases for WaitOn. So here we are. Now what we will do, we will go to our Tosca commander. So this is the cart total. Okay, this is web shop, and this is product, products table. So this is what a table, sorry, this is the table, product table. Okay, so how I got to know this is product table? Because if you will see, the rows are products, price, quantity, total. So if you will come here, what you will see, product is there, and if you will try to drop down, you can see these are the details. And similarly in sales you will go like products, price, quantity, total. So you can identify this, that this product table is for which one. So similarly cart total. So in cart total, if you will go to cell, what you will see, one and last number header. And if you will go to row, you will see subtotal, shipping, payment method, additional fee. So these are from the this one, subtotal, shipping, payment method, tax, total. Okay, you can see it here, tax, total, all of them. Now what we will do, we have selected the cart total. Now what we will do, action mode we will come, because we have to reach out to that particular, we have to reach out to this particular table. So what we will do, we will select the action mode, select. Now we came to the table. Inside the table we have rows and columns. Okay, so this is the row part and this is the column part. So what we have to do, we have to reach out to our column part to see the details, because the column part have the detail of shipping values and every other things. So we have to verify them. So we will come to column part, and what we can do is we can select the column. So firstly we will come to here and select the column. So now we reach to column part. So we have reached to column part. So this is the column and this is the column. There are two columns. Okay. So what we can do is we can select from here $1 and last header. Okay. So $1 is like the first column. If you want to select the first column, then you will come to first column $, and if there are n number of column in your table and you want to select a specific column, then you will go with $, and you will change the n with the value like 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. And for us, we will select last. So last means this column is the last column in this particular table. So we have selected last, so we reach to last. And in last, what we have to do, we have to select the ground method, shipping, and this is, as we have selected ground, so it should be 10. So we will give a value 10. Okay, this is, we need to verify that it is having the maximum value or not. So means the requirement is that it should not go beyond 10. So we are verifying it, and then we will clicking on X. That's why we are using input method. So this is what input method is used for. So we are selecting three of the, you can see here, 3 action modes we are selecting. Similarly, if you will go to post condition, you are closing the browser. Okay, in close browser, you can use wait on, to wait for the browser to close. Okay, so but we will be performing this particular mode only. So we have to just to execute this one, we will run this. We have already reached to this page, so that action we can find the controls directly, and we will try to run it and see what is the action happening. So we have run it and the execution is started. So if you will see, the click button is worked, and we have reached to the thank you page. So that means if you will see the logs, our this green option is coming. That means we have executed our particular test step successfully. So it is fine. We have verified it and it has been done clearly. So if we will go to our web shop and we will see we are here. If suppose just to show you, if we will come here and if I will show you something, you know, billing address is done, this is done. If you will say a ground, the maximum value which can be used add in the cart is 10, similarly AR 40, second AR 20. So that's what we are verifying, if 10 is correct or not. So that's what we have done as a part of requirement. Now we came to this part. So, and there is one more thing I want to show you. See, sometime what happens in a table, you will find values which are equal. So in that case, what you will do, how you will reach to a particular row or column. So there is an option we can use. So suppose if I will give an example, like there is a table with first name, last name and date of birth. Okay, and in first name and last name there are 4 row, and in second row there is option say name, first name and last name as Himanshu and Rai. Okay, and date of birth is something different, say X, and in fourth row first name and last name is again Himanshu Rai, and the date of birth is Y. So the date of birth we have to verify, but you can see that the rows have same values. So in that case, if we want to hit directly to the particular row or a column, we will use hash. We can use hash. So how we will use that? So for that we will come here. So as you remember, we have selected hash $last here. So in place of that, what we can do, we can use hash 2. Why I am using hash 2? Because this is our second column. Okay, and that's why if you in this particular table, this is first column, this is second column. That's why I'm using hash 2, and in that way I will directly reach to second column, and I will select shipping as 10 and verify it. So let's try to run it again and see what is happening. See, it worked. So this is the way we can do it. So if we will go to our logs, we can see it worked. Okay, so in this way we came to conclusion of our this particular lecture of action modes related to select, verify, wait on and input, and how to use them. So in our further lecture we will discuss about the other two, buffer and constraint, and as you know, insert we do not have to discuss about it. So that's it from my side for this particular lecture. Thank you.